This demonstration is for our cardboard relief project. Materials we're going to use for this project include cardboard. There's a cutting mat each of you will have access to use. You'll each have a knife, a steel ruler, a brush and glue, and then scissors, and you'll probably also need some paper towel. Let's talk about safety before we get started. Each of you will have a knife. Some of you have caps, some of you don't. If you do, make sure you keep your cap safely stored aside. The blade can get loose because it comes unscrewed. So there's a little grippy part here. If that comes unscrewed, then your knife can fall out, and you just kind of twist the handle and the grip in opposite directions, and that helps tighten the blade. Of course, if you need help, let me know. Also, pay attention to where your fingers are when you're cutting. If your hand is here and you're cutting like this, that's bad. If your finger is over the edge of the ruler and you're cutting a straight line along the edge of the ruler, right here, you can cut your finger off. You don't want to do that. I have a lot of stupid stories I can tell you while you guys are working, but just mostly don't be stupid, pay attention, and use your tools safely. A couple tricks and ideas, things you can do with the cardboard and with the rulers. First, you can use the ruler as a straight edge. If you want straight strips or a certain shape, you can certainly use the ruler to get a nice, clean, straight edge. So you lay your ruler on the cardboard however you want. Make sure your fingers are staying back from the edge of the knife. And then you put the edge of the knife along the ruler, and then you just pull back slowly towards you. Now, if it doesn't come free right away, that's okay. Sometimes you have to cut through 2 or 3 times. So run the knife through a couple of times. Still didn't get it. And then you have a nice clean edge on your cardboard. You can use scissors. If you want to cut a certain shape out with scissors, you can certainly do that. If the scissors are easier for you than the knife, cutting a wavy line like that is definitely going to be easier with scissors than if you were to try to cut that wavy line with the knife. I can't send you home with the X-Acto knives, so any pieces that you feel like you definitely need the X-Acto knife to cut with, cut those today and take those home with you. And hopefully you have some scissors at home. If not, let me know. We'll send scissors home with you. You can also tear the cardboard, and sometimes it's easy to tear, and sometimes it's more difficult to tear. But you can see when you tear, you get way cooler little edges than if you just were cutting it. Once you've torn pieces off, you can roll it. Think about all the different ways you can manipulate your cardboard. You could roll it, twist it, you could bend it and crease it. You can also separate this cardboard. So if you look at the cardboard, there's that cool texture on the inside of that cardboard there. You can start to peel this stuff off and get inside there to that cool texture that is underneath in the cardboard. And then the other neat thing is when you start tearing it, you can get all kinds of interesting shapes. If you want curls, that's definitely going to give you an interesting kind of curly pattern. You can even tear them smaller. Let's see if I can tear a strip off of there. And then you can get these little smaller curls. Once you have all your pieces cut, or as you're working, when you want to start attaching the pieces together, you're going to have a cup with some Elmer's glue in it. You're going to take the lid off, don't lose the lid, and you're going to use this brush. A couple things about the brush. When I dunk it in the paint, if it's dripping, don't wipe it on the edge, because then you're going to glue your lid shut. So you're going to get your some glue on your brush, and let's say I want to attach this piece onto the other piece. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. You don't need a lot of glue. And then I can stick that down. Sometimes you have to hold it for a second, but that'll be stuck down. If I have this whole piece, I want to start making textures and layers. Get the glue, make sure it's not dripping. Put a little bit of glue. You don't need a lot. I even probably have too much right here. Put a little bit of glue on there. And then wherever you want it, stick it down. And then sometimes you just have to hold it for a few seconds and make sure it's stuck down. If you want a piece that's upright, I told you about the tabs a few minutes ago, bend it, and you can glue this piece down. If you want to make some kind of dimensional, remember this is sculpture, some kind of dimensional arc, I can do the same thing, fold the other end, so I have a little fold there, put some glue, you don't need a lot, put some glue on there, and I have the paper towel there so I make sure I don't glue on my cutting mat, and then I'm going to glue that down. And then the glue, see how that sprung back up? The glue takes a few minutes to dry. This is when you talk to your friend for a second, wait a few seconds, and then it'll dry. Just need to give it a second, especially if it's got some resistance like that. If it starts to pop up, you might need to hold that for a little bit longer. So you're going to continue tearing, cutting, folding, rolling, bending, creasing, all the different shapes and ways with cardboard, scissors, with the X-Acto knife, and you're going to build your cardboard relief project